Hello, podcasters. Welcome to the season 7, episode 1 of Jeff's Podcast Academy. This is the first episode of season 7. Just got finished season 6, which is a really great achievement by me, who is a guy who always finds excuses to do episodes. So it's really great achievement on my side. And I just like to thank all of the guests before who actually appeared. I'm Jeffrey, your host and the founder of jbdigitally, a micro content creation business who helps podcasters in their content creation. In today's episode, we have with us Johan, the CEO and co-founder at Welder. It's the easiest way to record high-quality remote video podcast because we are now recording the podcast in Welder itself, so you can see the quality and also the both video and the audio quality how it looks. So more about it will be spoken in this episode and also the importance of video podcast. Johan, welcome to Jeff's Podcast Academy. Please tell a little bit about how you started your podcasting journey.
Okay, so thanks for the introduction. And my podcasting journey is, I think, quite unusual because we are doing business for 7 years now with my co-founders. And we always knew that, or not always, but like at one point we were like, okay, we need to produce content so people know who we are. They can meet us a little bit more in depth and know like how we think, because we are like, okay, any project we will start, we need attention for it. We need audience, or any client we want, or any contract work we want to do. We need clients for it, and that means attention, and some kind of trust. And so I started in our team doing content. It was YouTube videos. I tried to be like Casey Neistat. That didn't work out. I'm not the second Casey Neistat. I tried to be like Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm not the second Gary Vaynerchuk. And so I tried many different formats, like super short videos every day, like 1 minute every day. Still some people from Czech Republic knows that. I tried long videos every day. And then after some time, we're like, okay, the easiest way actually to produce valuable content for our audience is to just chat between us co-founders, because we have interesting talks between us, and record it and release it to the world so other co-founders can be like, okay, these guys, yeah, it makes sense. Like they are talking about something I know and I struggle with as well. So we started doing podcasts this way, video casts. And that's also where the idea of Welder came in.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's an awesome. So when you started Welder, have you ever thought about, the competition? Because just a curious question, the reason being I'm asking is that a lot of people actually started, using Google Meet. I actually had no idea Google Meet existed, but when I was, doing my MBA, then I came to know that, okay, Google Meet is there, Google Classroom is there. I mean, like a lot of, products came into existence that time. So when you came into the market, what have you thought about the competition? I mean, like, how did you thought you could differentiate? Any tips on that, even for the people who want to do something like this?
Yeah, that's quite interesting because we knew there are solutions out there, and there is conferencing solutions for making conference calls, and we didn't that's not our competition. It's a way to get people into our tool when they are not satisfied with that conferencing tool for their podcasts. And we knew there is a competition in the field of recording tools, but there was no tool at the time that could record the content, the audio and video quality in that quality as we could. So yeah, we are like, okay, like there is no solution for that. There are some, they are not perfect. Their user experience is not great, and their quality is also not that great. They are not that reliable. And we built Welder.
That's nice. That's nice. I actually found Welder through Alex. So he's the guy. Actually, I contacted him first. We had a little session.
He's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Just tell me about the guy. How did you meet and all? Just curious. I've been talking with him for a long time actually.
Nice. Yeah, Alex is an amazing guy. And actually, the story of our team is super interesting. We are all from the same high school, from the same class, even right now. My two co-founders, we started right after high school, and Alex joined us actually last year. And he was the community guy. He helped us with the LinkedIn, being active in the community of podcasters. And he learned super fast about everything we needed. And he's amazing with being in touch with others. And he's helping us grow right now a lot. So it's amazing.
Nice. That's really nice. It's really great because a lot of times when classmates and all the stuff become for into the business, it's kind of some bond. So I think a lot of people can actually have that as, I mean, like, not all the classmates sometimes can be having reading problems. But yeah, so let's jump on to the discussion on the important topic on hand here, which is video podcast. I mean, like,
Hmm.
so you could have actually created a platform which is basically for audios, okay? Because podcasting is,
Yep.
that's the base you actually created on. So why video podcasting? What's the importance of that? Why did you do it?
Empathy, connection with human. Like for me, I like to listen to podcasts alone, the audio version, and it's enough when I'm running, when I'm driving to the work or something like that. But I want to be able to also watch the podcast sometime, and because that makes me connect with the people who are creating the podcast a lot more. And like finding podcasts is quite hard. To find a new podcast for you, for like casual listener, to find a new podcast for himself herself is quite hard. And when you find something and you listen for the first episode and it's video episode, it will stick in your mind a lot more. That's first thing. So empathy, connection. You can make a lot more human touch in the video version. And the second for podcasters is distribution. It's so much easier to distribute your podcast with visuals on the internet, on social media, uh, than just having audio and putting it on Spotify or Anchor and putting it everywhere you need. Having the video part and being able to create micro content out of it and put it to LinkedIn or wherever your audience is super powerful. Again, way to get attention and get new listeners.
That's interesting.
And
Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah,
also it's like why not to record the video? It's like yeah, I get some people are maybe like it's a bit different when you record only the audio, but I'm much happier to speak you right now with the video
yeah,
because I want to see your reaction to what I'm talking, and that's what the listeners wants to see as well. And we are already recording it, and you can strip it, and you can. So sorry, I'm
it's okay.
beating
It's
my
fine.
microphone here. I'm getting too much in the vibe. You can just strip and have the audio, but you can just also have the video and have it on YouTube. Why not? Like why not? It's missed opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's good that you made the point when you said, the interaction between two of us, because there was just one guest I actually called on, and it was during the starting of my, podcasting, especially like, interviewing podcasters, and I was supposed to do video, and I asked him to turn on the camera, and he was actually sleeping. Actually, to be honest, he was sleeping, and he was just answering. So I did not get hurt. I'm like, okay, fine, okay, start, Jeffrey, calm down. You can't actually get angry on anyone, even if you go to great heights. So yeah, just calm down. So yeah, I think that one part is really an interesting thing, because it's a connection between the guest and the host, which actually gives a lot more to the listeners as well. So that's really great. Another one of the interesting fact I want to ask is that, so a lot of people, what they actually do is that they will record a video episode, then they'll convert that into an audio one. Okay, so basically, if you create an audio version, that's different sort of sections would be there, and video is different. Which one do you think it works better? Do you think, doing video first, like, importance on the video or importance on the audio? Which one do you think is preference?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Like, for example, we are doing this content, so this is actually, I wanted it to be video first podcast. So the podcast is merely the video version is my importance. But some people, what they do is that they take this and they put it into audio. It may work or it may not work. So
Mhm.
do you think, in the podcasting sense, like you said, they should people actually listen to it by running and all of that stuff. So do you think it's important,
Yeah.
to focus on the video, as first, other than the points, creating the empathy and all of that?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe like both do it everywhere. Do the video because it's natural. It's natural. It's easier to us for us to talk through the video, so you have it, and then just release it as an audio, release it as audio and video, create micro contents out of it, create clips out of it. If it's in your power, like do it like this. Also, what I found out is quite interesting. Is there are two kind of podcasters. There are podcasters who really love the podcasting and they love to have the best possible sound, the best possible, like editing
Yeah.
of their podcast. It has a really great flow, and a lot goes into the production, and they care a lot about the quality. And it's also their hobby. It's
Yeah.
like it's really their hobby, a lot. And then there are second kind of podcasters, and those are a bit more like hustlers who care about the quality, because quality is important. Because if your podcast don't have a good quality and you are not really well known, people tune out and
Yeah.
they won't listen to your podcast. So if you are starting, you need the quality to to make the trust, to prove that you are someone who cares. But then they are not obsessed with it. They don't like die over it. It's like not. It doesn't matter that much, actually. It's about the value, and it's about the distribution and all these kind of things. And I'm the second one, but I totally get the first ones. Like I get it. It's a beautiful hobby to have the best possible microphone and the cleanest sound out there. I just don't think it's important for me. You know.
Yeah, I think each person's goal differs because I don't do much of the edits because it's really hectic. I mean, like when some people I see online, they like post on Instagram saying like, I'm doing EQ, I'm doing, all of that stuff. It's
Yeah.
really, it's really sounds something that's, crazy enough. So jumping on to the next aspect. So you said that one of the strategies, to put out on the video podcast is the micro content creation. It's something I actually help people as well. But yeah, would you like to talk a little more on, how to do it and, walk us through the process as well.
So for us, we record the podcast, and in Welder you can actually press space bar right now. You can do it, and it will create a timestamp, and the timestamp will mark this part in your transcription after recording. And
Yeah.
then what we do, and then what we do is that we take these timestamps, and because we make timestamps when there is something interesting said on the call.
Yeah.
And then in the post production, we go to that time code and we find that interesting part, we cut it out and make micro content out of it. And we use veed.io, not sure if you know it,
Yeah.
veed.io. Amazing tool to put your content in it. It will generate subtitles, it will put it in the square box. It's very beautiful and amazing micro content piece for your social media. And that's how we do it. Sometimes if it's a longer piece of content, we also do clips. So we take the 1 hour or 2 hour long podcast and split it into 5 to 10 minutes clips on specific topics that were set in the recording. And we also release those separately and make micro content out of it. And we have quite complex system for the micro content because I don't have time to make it happen. So our editor just takes the recording, stitch it together in one big piece, cut out all the and weird parts. And then Alex take it and find the micro contents, the best parts, because he knows us, he knows what's important for our audience, and he put it into Veed and make a micro content out of it and publish it.
I see. That's a nice structure. So, would you like to tell more about your podcast? Because I have seen it a little bit, but it's like no more like what do you guys talk about on the podcast?
We talk about business. Actually, we haven't produced episode in like 3 weeks right now because the editor told me he don't have time anymore. So it's a bit hard in the summer right now. But we are talking about business, about like things we find interesting that week, or things that we are challenged by, and we chat about them just inside of our team. Sometimes it's more technical, so about like server-side rendering or like front-end rendering, all these kind of things, backend frameworks, to really thinking about like, should you have a co-founder, should you have a friend as a co-founder, or like the kind of more meta questions that we talk about. We have it on our YouTube channel, but as well as on Spotify, and it's called Does It Make Sense?
Wow. I actually thought
The name is
you were
Does It
asking.
Make Sense?
Yeah, I actually thought you were asking like, does it make sense? I mean, like, yeah, it does make sense. Oh, it's the name of the podcast actually. Okay, fine. You really bring a great point because I wanted to ask a lot of people who have been, for as a company who are doing things for themselves and also for the client. Because so you said that you have clients, on Welder, you help people in their, all that stuff. And you also as a company, do marketing for your own. And you specifically mentioned that your editor is busy, so you haven't even done the production of podcast. So how do you manage that? I mean, like it's important that we do branding for ourselves as well as for our clients. So how do you manage it? I mean, like, I know now the situation is bad, but just considering the previous situations, like, how did you manage before? Like, what is your thoughts on that?
You mean how do I manage the process of post production?
Yeah. Okay. So let me rephrase that. So what you do is you do something for the clients and you do things for yourself as well as a company for Welder. Creating content for Welder and for your podcast. So I'm just thinking, like, how do you manage both of them?
Yeah, we don't right now. We don't do client work. We only work on Welder. We did before actually, as we are bootstrapped, so we did it, and it's quite challenging. Like you have to split your focus, and that's hard. Not that much for me as a designer and product manager, but for the developers, it's super hard to split their focus from the contracts, work, clients, jobs, to be focusing on Welder, on our product. But right now we don't have to do that, so we are only focused on Welder. Welder is the product we are focusing our product time, and we produce content around it, kind of, and also about
Yeah.
not only around Welder but also around our team, that is the independent bootstrap team behind Welder.
Cool, cool, cool. Got it. Okay. So now I just want to get into a little bit of technical things because there's something I always ask people who are into this. So creating Welder. Okay. So you must have had, like, people who created doing websites and doing technical all of the things. Would you like to just go down through the process of finding those people who can create those? Because I know there are a lot of people who want to just get out of Zoom now. There are people who want to create something, I mean, like, competitor to Welder, I guess. So you're kind of creating a potential one. Just want to give me an overall idea, like how you created it step by step. Just give me an overall idea. That would be enough.
Okay, so we we are a complete product team. So I'm the designer, and my two co-founders, they are both developers. One of them is full stack, the second one is backend developer. So we don't need to hire anyone in the beginning of every project we do. And how we do our projects is basically like this. We came up with the idea because we are chatting together a lot in our office. And if the idea is decent and we don't kill it immediately, and we are pretty skeptical about ideas because you don't have time for anything, we kind of let it sit in our mind and just chat about it. And if it's interesting enough, we do some of the like product research, market research, just Google what's out there, what's not out there, if we can do it better, or like if we can make a better solution, if we can make easier to use solution, whatever. And then we do landing page only. So we just think about the MVP and how it should look like. We think about the problem we are solving. We think about who is the audience we are solving the problem to, and we try to create a landing page. And like, I really chat with the guys what we are able to do in terms of the development, and already in my mind there are like pictures of the product that I can turn into the design, and then turn a landing page and build a landing page around it, again based on the problem. So real about like why, how, what, and these three main points. And we build this page. This process takes around a week total, not longer. And we launch it and distribute it. And we say it looks like we already have the product, but we don't have it yet. And oh, sorry, that's a noise. Okay. And we don't have it yet. We distribute it. So, for example, for Welder, we launched YouTube ads, and just because content creators, podcasters are on YouTube, and it's fast, not the cheapest, but pretty fast way to validate your idea. And people start coming to the website and they start signing up. And they were like, okay, I want this. And we were like writing them, okay, it's still in beta. We will let you know when it's out. We got like 600 signups. And then I jumped on a call with almost every one of them and just calling and asking them, what's your problem? Like, how are you solving it right now? Would you pay like $50 for it? Would you pay $300 for it? And this will give you the idea of what you should actually build and what people want. And from that we again took on scoping the MVP, and that's process where we are all the time learning all the time, because you are like, okay, this will be super simple MVP, and it's still not that simple. It should be still even simpler,
Yeah.
even more simple. Um, and we built the MVP in like 1 month, which was too long in my opinion. It should be like 2 weeks maximum. We released it, and nobody wanted it, and it was because we released it as downloadable app, and there was a mistake.
Oh,
So we had to redo it into web application, so people don't have to download an app to join to the session, and then it worked. And this process is all over, like idea, validation, talking to the users, and building.
wow. I think talking to 600 people is the major task. I think, it has to be done. But yeah, I think it gives a lot of insights, isn't it? Like, talking to each and everyone, how that's how it must have been used. Because I remember, like, first time when Alex, I think he's the one who sent me this Welder actually on LinkedIn. Then that's how I signed it up at first. Then it said that, it's paid or something. And like, oh my God. That it's like I just ran away because I didn't have a lot of resources at then. But yeah, I just kept an eye on that. I was getting emails like we're testing, we're in the beta, and I was getting continuous emails as well. So yeah, that part and how long it took like to this entire process, like this entire until you're in this space right now. How long it took?
To talk with the users to like validate idea.
From the starting to where you are right now.
Yeah, it's like a year right now.
Wow. Yeah, that's really awesome. That's really awesome. And I think at the one point you brought up is really great because the downloadable application. Because the first time I was recording is doing Anchor, just the just recording it out, and I was asking everyone to download Anchor because it's an application. So people would be thinking like, why? I mean, like in today's world of data theft and all of that, when someone tells you go and download the app, we will record it there. Yeah, I totally agree on that point. So this is one just an idea I have, just in case if you want to use it. So have you ever considered about targeting people like in India or on local regions currency, because we have great products. So have you ever thought about doing local region currencies?
Uh, that's a tough question. We actually thought about it in the beginning a lot, but we are still in the phase where we are like finding the product market fit. Kind of, we still don't have it, in my opinion, or like we don't have it yet. You know when you have it, and so we are more like we are trying to go for the low hanging fruit of the marketing as much as possible. And that's in scale right now in SEO, in the LinkedIn, and experimenting a lot. And then when something works well, we are going to double down on it, or we are doubling down on things that work right now. And so this may be like step 2, step 3, step 4 to really double down on, for example, India, which I believe is amazing market. A huge opportunity, but a lot of work, and it's not super low hanging fruit for us right now in the global economy, and also like contextualization and translation and all these kind of things.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, like, if you ever considering, please let me know. I'm in India, and actually, because there are a lot of people, like Riverside, Squadcast, there are lots of, plays in the market, and a lot of people I can see that they're into dollars, okay? They're putting it as dollars, and that's good. But in India, people even have enough money, they can't do dealings in dollars. The thing is, even if they have the exact exchange
Yeah.
rate, the issue is that it requires PayPal or authorization from the bank to do in dollars. A lot of stuff to do. So yeah, that thought just came across my mind. That's one of
Mhm.
the reasons why I kind of mentioned that. So yeah, just keep it in
It's
mind.
interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
It's interesting.
Cool. So just a couple of things before wrapping it up is, so the one thing is it morning or evening then? What time is it?
It's evening right now. It's 5:30 p.m.
5:30 p.m. Okay. So the question is, who was actually the last person that you made smile today?
My girlfriend.
That's nice. That's nice. Cool. I hope the pandemic, everything is over there in Zek.
Sorry.
How's the pandemic? How's everything? The pandemic, is everything over there?
Yeah, it's quite good right now. It was better. It's getting a bit worse with the last variation, or how it's called. But there is a lot of vaccination. Like you can get vaxxed and you are done. And I'm vaxxed, so I'm done. How
Nice.
about you? How is it in India? Like it was. You had hard times, right, guys?
Yeah. It was really hard. people didn't have space for burning corpses. It was like that. But yeah, later on the vaccination came in, and it's good. It's coming down right now. We were able to go out. But yeah, I think because people are saying third wave is coming, fourth wave is coming, and new viruses. I don't know when it's going to end. It's been 2 years, so I think a lot of people, are hanging by a thread, I guess. But yeah, I think
Mm,
eventually people will bounce back. Whatever place we are in.
yeah, I agree.
Awesome. So one final thing before closing is that what would you actually give as the best tip in the whole world, according to you, for people who are just starting their video podcast? Now, the big disclaimer here is that it shouldn't be on the internet, and you shouldn't have said this before.
That's hard, man. I don't like these questions. I like them. I like them, but I don't like answering them because it doesn't work like this.
Yeah, I mean, like try
Like
your best.
these
Try your
things
best.
are not helpful in my opinion, and it's hard for me to tell them because it's not how my mind work. But if I have to try super hard, yeah, it's like it's yeah. I think smile. You have to smile on like you have to enjoy it, and that means smiling, and when you are smiling it's always better. And then of course like all these things like patience, persistence, and all these kind of things, it's important. It's important. And also like what I believe is important is like rest a lot. At least for me, I need to rest a lot. I have whole days where I'm really like super tired and I don't want to do anything, and it's completely okay because the other day will be twice as strong. And it's important to be like that because I think many people can struggle with it.
That's great. And I think the smile part, you just took it from me because I'm smiling a lot in the video podcast. So yeah, that's a
Yeah,
potential.
it's good. It's better. Yeah.
So, and by the way, he created it. So yeah, I'm not taking credit for that. And, yes, so Johan, thank you so much, man, for coming on to the show. Is there anything else you want to ask me, like tables turned right now? Anything else?
No, I don't think so. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Great. So if in case people want to find you and Welder anywhere, would you be able to give them the places? It would be great.
Yeah, it's getwelder.com. And also on LinkedIn, I'm super up for adding people from podcasting world on LinkedIn. My name is Johan. Zudich, it's hard to spell it. Yeah, it's hard to spell it, man. You have a video podcast. You can put my handler here, so
Yeah,
there it goes. Like it's here everywhere.
it will be there.
And yeah, add me on LinkedIn, and that's it. That's it.
Great. So, guys, that's it. We are wrapping up the show. Johan, thank you so much for coming on to the show, and to talk about podcasting. It really means a lot. And guys, excuse me, I've given every link in the description as well to check out the content relating to Welder. And moreover, please go and check it out because we are recording that in right now. You'll also get free 30 minutes, so you can just test it out and see how
Actually,
it goes.
you know what? If you register on Welder and you ping me at johan@getwelder.com and say that you are from this podcast, I will give you 5 hours of recording for free.
Wow, that's really awesome. So, guys, you heard it. I'll definitely, put that as well in the description. So you just have to copy paste it. So yeah, and Johan, thank you so much, man, for this, and also thank you so much for the 10 hours you gave me. I'll definitely be able to use that as much as possible. So, guys, thank you so much again for listening to the show. If you'd like to know more about Jeff's Podcast Academy and learn the nuances in the field of podcasting, then you can connect with me on LinkedIn at Jeffrey Bhupati J, or follow on Instagram handle Podcast for Podcasters or Jeff's Podcast Academy. Thanks again, folks. I'll see you soon. Thanks, man.
Thank you, man. It was really nice. I enjoyed it.
Likewise. Great.
Bye.
And we are done. Take care. And yeah, I'll do the follow up with everything, the headshots and all that. Take care.
Awesome. Bye bye.